Start the shit up. Rev that engine.
We're doing it. Okay, there we go. It's a good hard rev.
Oh, the pull cord busted. Now what are you doing?
I don't know. I guess we're push starting it.
Do you know how to hotwire?
No, we'll just buy a new car. I'm not getting this shit fixed.
We don't have the money.
What?
How are we gonna get the money?
We'll have Cheryl and HR hit you up with the best auto insurance that superpodsaga can buy.
Have you been sitting at that kitchen nook again? Because your mind seems to be fading. Cheryl's been dead for 3 years, dude.
Yeah. The kitchen nook got to me again. There's still that gigantic hole where I fought Super Mario Lopez or whatever. Oh,
and
man.
Liam Neeson.
Oh, shit. These are some... That episode's not even out yet.
I remember.
What it do, everybody? My name's Aaron. My AIDS is acting up.
And my name's Gerry. And I've mouth kissed my dad.
And you're listening to superpodsaga. We'll put a song in there like there'll be like a Justin Timberlake song. I kissed my dad.
Oh my god.
Oh, that's Yep, this is the show, everybody. This is superpodsaga. It's the greatest.
That's what you signed up for.
Yep, greatest collaboration
Better
of all time. Yep, in sickness and in health.
Watch it.
Oh, yep. For any first-time listeners, Gerry and I, old Jer Bear and I, are on a quest to discuss every.
Bright. So bright.
Did you open the notes again?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Just
blistering white Google Docs.
Just like when we're on our quest to discuss every video game topic in existence, week by week. This week, Gerry, what are we talking about?
Fuck. I don't know.
I'm gonna do it for you.
I'm blinded. Yes. Tell them because I'm trying to adjust some stuff
this week.
Can't fucking see.
This week, we're talking about
Jesus.
remakes. We're talking about some good ones, some bad ones, some butt ugly ones, and really whether or not games really need them. They're divisive. We're going to talk about them. It's going to be fun. First, listeners, do us a solid. Go check out superpodsaga.com for more episodes, socials, links to your favorite players, all that stuff. Patreon, $2 or $4 a month. Give us money, support the show.
Feet pics.
I almost said pet feeks. Pet picks, those two, and rate and review the show wherever you listen to us. Please do that. Enough about us, though. We have a guest, a first-timey guest. Hello,
yes, we
Joe.
do.
You're on the air.
Greetings. Glad to be here. My name's Joe, or Joe Decahedron. I am just a dude, honestly. Yeah, I'm a stay-at-home dad. Whenever I can, I'm playing video games in one way or another. And you can find me occasionally on an actual play D&D podcast called Dice Training, where sometimes I play, sometimes I run, but we have a good time nonetheless.
Hell yeah.
Nice.
I feel that stay-at-home dad vibe, too. I've been doing that, I think, since my son was born. He's 3 now. It's been 3 years staying-home dadding.
Nice.
Hell yeah. I respect it. Well, Joe, for all of our guests, we like to get to know them a little bit better, ask them a good old, age-old question. What's your favorite video game memory?
So I had to think about this for a little while, and a couple come to mind, but one that stuck out that I thought would be appropriate for this podcast was one probably happened in the early 2000s when Rock Band was pretty popular.
Yes.
There were a bunch of barcades that were doing fundraising Rock Band tournaments. And me and my friends, I would say we were probably mediocre to slightly good at best. But we really enjoyed playing. So we got the band together and went over to the barcade in Brooklyn, New York. And we signed up for the tournament under the moniker Mega Boobs. Yeah.
Hell
and
yeah.
Somehow won the tournament.
Next up on the stage, give it away for Mega Boobs.
They're cheered for an encore.
And then you just hear...
No, the moment specifically, we had already assumed we had lost. It was the final. It was a best of 3. I was just downing gimlets and playing like the Death Star Run arcade game that they made for Star Wars.
Oh hell yeah!
And the other bands, I don't even remember who they are. They started playing, and 5 seconds in, because the key here is we understood our mediocrity, and they thought that they could outdo us, so they played on a much harder difficulty. And like 5 seconds into the last song, they failed, which automatically made us the winner.
Hell yeah!
So we started losing it, going crazy, and hearing the MC have to go, and the winner of the tournament is Mega Boobs. And then have the whole bar
There's just
erupt.
one drunk person. Fuck yeah, Mega Boobs! Fuck yeah! Like a fucking South Park character.
Yeah, a good
Yeah!
a good friend of mine, Matt, aka Stormageddon,
Oh hell
also
yeah!
a member of Mega Boobs.
No, he was. No,
Yes,
no
indeed.
way. No way. Matt Storm played in Mega Boobs.
He did.
Mega Boobs fame. Ex Mega Boobs.
Oh my god. That needs to go on his on the profile
link
for
tree.
Matt Storm. That needs to be put up.
Matt, if you're listening
So yeah,
to this,
that's my memory.
Former member of Mega Boobs.
Mm-hmm.
we love you, Matt. That didn't.
We love you, Matt.
I'm so hurt that you kept this from us, but
How dare you?
Mega Boobs.
You know how much I fucking love things with Mega and boobs? They're the two fucking coolest things. Matt? Fuck.
Almost seems on purpose.
Oh man. Well, to take our minds off of the pain and anguish that we're feeling right now, Gerry, hit us with some.
Take my mind off them titties.
Gerry, hit us with some news. What's happening in the world?
Oh, you haven't heard?
I might have.
You haven't heard? We now have a fully 3D rendered Princess Peach's ass in jean shorts.
Oh,
thanks to
yeah.
Mario
Whoa.
Kart World. Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, they're
Thank the Lord.
Nintendo's like doing a thing. They're like, did you guys see the Mario movie? Because like
Mm-hmm.
when she's riding on that bike, she's got that like white tracksuit on. Rule 34 went crazy that day. They were like, holy shit.
We can't handle the
Graphic.
traffic.
Yeah, fucking everything went down.
Servers
now-
are on fire.
Yeah, now it's like, oh shit. They done did it again. Pootie done did it again.
Pootie.
God damn it.
Oh, no.
That's what Shigeru Miyamoto calls himself when he's rendering anything to do with Peach. Pootie Shigeru.
Shigeru Pootie Miyamoto.
Yeah. And do you feel that's a bigger Rule 34 moment or Bowsette?
But like Bowsette doesn't exist.
Or,
It's just people being like, check this shit out.
or-
that's
I'll show you the power of my horniness.
Or like Breath of the
Anyone can
Wild
do that.
Zelda. Like that was pretty
Oh,
huge for a
yeah.
little bit.
Yeah, that became a thing.
Yeah.
That definitely became a thing.
So another piece of news that just came to mind to take our minds off of yet another
Yes.
thing that's causing us pain
Well, I
and
mean, we went
anguish.
from tits to ass. How could you possibly talk? If this doesn't have something to do with dick, tits, or ass,
I mean, it doesn't, but can I talk about it
oh
anyway?
man,
You might like it.
The street.
You might like it.
All right.
So earlier today, we were told that Nintendo is keeping the Switch 2 at $450 despite the tariffs. Like it's still just staying where it is. They're going to eat the tariffs pretty much. Thrak and Will and Andre, we were talking about it in the SuperPod server, and yeah, seems like they're just eating the cost of the tariffs. Thank goodness. I mean, fuck, they probably have buku cash reserves from the Switch and everything and the 3DS, but yeah, thank God, don't have to pay $500.
What's the What's the consensus here? Are we all launch day
Yeah.
guys? Or we don't care? Or we see how it goes?
I'm probably going to wait a little while because I suspect an OLED won't be too far. And I'd like to get that and not have two Switch 2s.
That's
But we'll
fair.
see what happens.
I did see that the president of Sony made a comment about Nintendo and said that with the Switch 2, Nintendo is now starting to show that they're losing that like luster of their uniqueness. Because like when you think about each of their consoles, with maybe the GameCube being the odd one out,
Oh.
like each console has always been like something different, right?
Yeah.
Like the N64 had that whack ass controller. I like it, but it had a whack ass controller. And then, GameCube, it didn't really.
It was a
It
cube
small,
with a
had,
handle.
Yeah, it was a small.
Yeah.
It did have a handle. It had like those little discs. That controller was really different because it had like the
The little nip.
The C stick.
yeah. So there was a couple of things there, and then the Wii was like its own thing, totally different. Wii U, even though that console didn't do as well, like that was still quite different. It was basically like having a DS in your like living room.
Yeah.
Essentially.
It was like
It's
it's like a bridge gap between the Wii and the Switch.
Yeah. And then with the Switch, like that was a home run for them again, where it was like, super cool, innovative, like the controllers snap on and off, like it's dockable, it's a handheld and a home console thing. But now with the Switch 2, it's just kind of like, yeah, this is that thing from last time, but we just made it really better.
Yeah.
It's shiny. You can use the Joy-Con as a mouse now.
That is, yeah, that's an interesting thing that they've added, but I don't know how. I did see that there's been like hands-on impressions, and people are like, okay, I'm sold. This is the generation when we start seeing Wii Virtual Console stuff, because I guess the motion controls with the new Joy-Cons are really, really, really good.
That's good.
Mm-hmm.
So people are like, yeah, we could definitely get some Wii Nintendo Online stuff going.
Especially with that integrated voice chat and such. I can see that being the way they go.
It's cool too that they're doing like the GameCube stuff online, like being able to play like F-Zero online.
Fuck yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Smash Melee is gonna be crazy to finally bring that back out.
Dude, if they do Double Dash and it's online, I'm gonna fucking cry. Harder than I did when Breaking Bad, when Skylar took the kids and left, and it hurt me. I'm gonna cry harder than I did when we found out that Matt Storm was Mega Boob, and he kept that from us. Sorry, go.
Speaking of being emotional over did you watch all of Shrinking?
I think we finished season 1 and then our trial ran out and we didn't get to season. Well, maybe we did get to season 2. I'm not sure, man.
It's getting like insanely deep, and like last night we watched an episode and I was like, come on, man, what the fuck? Like I was getting all like upsetty spaghetti. Like it was super emotional.
Yep.
I mean, that show has the tendency to do that. Go watch Shrinking,
dude,
folks, listeners.
So
it's so funny and so charming. Yeah, go ahead.
We're halfway through season 2 of White Lotus, and by the way, I love that Uncle Rico is in this fucking show. Like, he hasn't been in anything since Napoleon Dynamite, but here he is in White fucking Lotus, and he's going to town on Jennifer Coolidge. That's cool.
Yep.
But yeah, season 2 is, man, I don't know about season 2. Season 1 was pretty cool. The way everything started, real casual and like lighthearted, and then spiraled real fucking hard right at the end. Season 2 is like, we're halfway through and it's still pretty like what the fuck is her name from Parks and Rec,
Aubrey Plaza.
Yeah, she's still like a moody bitch, and then everybody else kind of sucks. But yeah, it's White Lotus is pretty cool. I'm digging it for the most part.
Season 3 is really good too, but it's a slow burn.
Yeah, I just finished season 2 of Severance.
Oh,
that was wild.
Dude, that season finale of Severance season 2 might be one of the best episodes of television I've ever seen.
Yeah.
I'm not even
It's
fucking
so
kidding.
intense.
Like the build up to that episode
Mhm.
was Aaron, have you watched it?
Oh yeah, we talked about this.
Do we?
Yeah, I watched all the way through it, and like the ending really made me angry. I was like screaming at my TV, "No!"
It is one of those situations where you just find yourself yelling at your screen as if it will change things.
It might if I yell hard enough. Like Family Guy, "Go, Dad!" I think that's it for news, huh? No more news?
No more news.
No mo news. That brings us right into our topic. We're diving in head first with our topic today. Do games need remakes? Are they really necessary? Who's to say? I don't know. We'll talk about it. So first off, let's clear the air about like remakes versus remasters versus like re-releases and ports and all that shit. So we're only talking about remakes, like
And D-makes.
yeah, like t-
Don't fucking at me.
yeah, like we're specifically talking about games that have been remade from the ground up with the idea of the original game in mind and making it prettier, more excellent. We're not talking about remasters with just slapping a new coat of paint on it, bringing it up to like 1080p or whatever. We're not talking about like a re-release or ports or anything like that. Or yeah, I'm not a D-make. God damn it. We're just talking about
Hey man, there's a time and place for a D-make. Let me tell you what.
name one good one. Right now,
The Mummy Demastered.
was there a regular The Mummy game?
No. The Mummy is just called The Mummy Demastered.
I mean, I guess,
actually,
yeah.
you know what? Bloodborne D-make is fantastic.
Oh,
Yep.
okay. Yep, you fucking got me with that. Okay, that is good.
Yep. Suck a dick. Anyway, go on.
A lot of like Mario games that were moved to handheld consoles earlier on are considered demakes too. I didn't realize the spectrum of this at first. Like even like just an hour before we got together, I was thinking about Super Mario World 2, and I was like, that's something, right? Because it was originally a different game,
Yeah.
and no, it's a reskin. There's yet another one.
Oh, you mean like Super Mario Brothers 2?
Yeah, that was originally like a Puyo Puyo game, and they're just
Yeah.
like the U.S. audiences will have no idea what this is. Rip that off, slap Mario on there, kick it out the door.
Put the hopping man in there. Put the jumpy guy in. Yeah.
Yeah, put the Italian plumber. They understand him. But yeah, there's just so many different types, and it is absolutely wild.
I can't stop burping to save my life. It's all the pizza I ate. I'm sorry.
Oh boy.
Yeah. So right away, I want to just kick things off with just our initial thoughts on remakes. Who do you guys want me to start it off, or do one of you guys want to kick things off and set the mood, pace card this shit?
I'll go and say that, with this is like, I'm torn on this whole thing because sometimes
No.
shit's good. Sometimes it's real good
Yeah.
and it's real well done. Sometimes it's well done and it's like, didn't need it, but sure. If you look at just in the last, I don't know, like 8 years, two games that I like hold very, very dear to my heart, which are Secret of Mana 2 or Seiken Densetsu 3, which then became Trials of Mana. Not only did that finally get released with an English translation officially, but then they remade that game as like the Trials of Mana remake. And it was truly a remake from the ground up of a retro game on the Super Nintendo. And they did a fantastic job at it. Like, that game is really good. They did the same thing with Super Mario RPG, another game that I like.
Oh yeah.
Love. It's like one of my most beloved games. And they remade that, like they essentially copied it 1-to-1. Like there's no new things in that game other than like there's game mechanics that they've changed a little bit, and they've added like, I don't know. Well, it's got a fresh coat of paint, obviously, and then like they remastered the or actually completely redid the soundtrack. So there's instances where it can be good, but even with both of those, I'm like, did we need them though? I don't know if we needed them. I feel like they're both so close to the source material. Like, I think there's probably a stronger argument for Trials of Mana than there is Super Mario RPG. Because Super Mario RPG, like, I would have just told somebody, just play the Super Nintendo game. It's still so good and holds up so well. You know, there's like little flourishes and stuff on the remake, but I don't know. Sometimes I don't think they do.
I feel that, man. I think
Mm-hmm.
having just recently beaten the Super Mario RPG remake, yeah, the only things that I don't other than maybe how expressive the characters are, like how they're more expressive and how cool the cutscenes are. That's like the only, I guess, real big selling point I give to somebody who's played the original and really loves the original. Like, hey man, it's in 3D. Like, it looks cool. You might like this more, but the Dragon Quest 3 HD 2D remake though, like I've been thinking about that one a lot because I mean, I haven't played a whole lot of the original Dragon Quest 3. And I guess we're going to rope in the other two, Dragon Quest 1 and 2 HD remakes as well too. I haven't played a lot of the original 3 games. So I don't have any kind of nostalgia or anything to them. So to me, these HD 2D remakes kind of feel like they're the best way to play. I mean, with my favorite game of all time, Final Fantasy IX, and that like rumored remake that's coming out, I keep thinking to myself like, there's no need. It's fine the way it is, but I guess yeah, if somebody else hasn't already played it, and maybe they don't like the PS1 aesthetics for some reason, like maybe for younger kids nowadays.
Well, I mean, even the like, if you think about this too, like the biggest retro remake of all time, arguably, is Final Fantasy VII remake.
Yeah,
Like that is the thing. Like when they announced that shit, people lost their fucking minds, man. Like it was insane. I was there. I was watching that IGN. Like I was watching that feed live. I watched those dudes from, I think it was Game Informer, get up on their desks and shit and be like, this can't be fucking real. Like they were losing their shit along with me. I was on my knees in front of the TV like this going, no, don't tease. And it was real. So that to me is like, but again, that along with like those Resident Evil remakes, again, retro games.
Yeah.
They are like when somebody's like, are they necessary? That's the like use case where I'm like, this is how you do it. This right here. Look at those Resident Evil games.
Absolutely.
Even if you go back and look at that GameCube remake of 1, that was like the first time they did that shit, and that game fucking kicked ass. So much so that now they're talking, like there's rumors that there's a Resident Evil 1 remake in the same style.
Remake?
A remake.
Remake. A remake
squared.
And I don't know if it's necessary.
No.
But I'm cautious. But hang on. I'm cautious of saying that because I said the same goddamn thing about Resident Evil 4. I was like, no, this game's too, like, this is too young to have a remake.
Too young.
God damn it, I was wrong. That game fucking kicked so much ass.
Yeah.
Because they totally pulled the rug underneath you. Like, if you're a big fan of those games, and you go into that, guess what? They're going to fuck with your head. They're going to be like, oh, hey, remember how this thing does this and there's a thing up there? Yeah, get fucked. We're going to totally collapse this thing. Like, it's so wild how they mess with like the fans that are familiar with the source material. That's how you do that shit.
Hell yeah.
That is the way.
Hell yeah. And we'll talk a whole lot more about that.
No, we won't. That's the end all be all.
That's it. That's the end of the show.
God damn it, I've spoken.
Joe, what's your stance on remakes? Do you think they're necessary? Do you think they're kind of a waste? Yeah, what's your stance, your style?
So for me, I honestly feel that we're getting to a point where they are relatively necessary, and I feel that from a hardware standpoint. one of my favorite flight sims of all time is a game called Descent Free Space. It was one of the first flight sims that were sci-fi and had a good story, and controls are great. You know, the visuals were as good as they could be at the time. And I played it to death, put it away, thought to myself after a bunch of years, and I had a new setup. Let me pop back in, reinstall, and play it. Unfortunately, times have changed. And my computer is looking at this obsolete piece of technology, thinking, how the hell do you want me to play this? That's not possible. And there's even an article coming out, an article that came out talking about the new 50 series of NVIDIA chips and how they're struggling to run older games. So there's a point where we're going to technologically, unless you have an older computer to run it on, there's going to be a whole chunk of PC games that people just won't be able to play anymore unless remakes are done. Now, at least on the PC side, regular people can get involved and remake whatever the heck they want. And unfortunately for me, when I was a kid, I didn't truly understand the value of holding on to my video games, and my family didn't have a huge amount of extra cash, so I tended to trade in my games at EB to get a new one.
Same.
So I lack the robust library that a lot of people do. So it is nice having these remakes, because I remember playing Super Mario RPG, absolutely loving it, finding all the secrets, running into every single corner and jumping to try to find hidden boxes, spending hours and hours and hours in front of my cathode ray tube, just playing away at it. And now I can do it again on my Switch and not have to worry about going out and tracking down a whoever knows how much expensive copy of the original.
I can tell you right now, Joe. I'm glad that you asked. We like to play a game here. Aaron, hit the music.
Time to play the game.
So, Super Mario RPG. All right, both of you guys.
Nope.
Let's see some hands up. Hands up. No Google machine for you. No sirree, Bob. Okay. So, what are we looking at for a loose copy of Super Mario RPG for the Super NES?
Loose copy, no box.
Loose copy, no box.
75.
I was gonna say
75.
80.
You guys are both wrong. It is 5350.
Okay.
Now,
Damn it, that's
a
not
new
terrible.
sealed copy of Super Mario RPG. What do you think a sealed copy goes for? No. I'm reading the wrong thing. A graded. So that's like, the top.
That's not
top
real.
one. I know,
Those don't
but that's the
exist.
That's
point
like
of this
saying
game.
how
It's
much
just
is
to be like,
unicorn
guess
worth?
what? This is fucking stupid. Nobody fucking makes up these goddamn numbers. There's no reason that it should cost $3,200.
What? Is that really how much the graded copy costs?
Yes.
No.
There's no fucking reason. It's so stupid.
I don't care
So
how
goddamn
good.
stupid. Stop it. Stop grading these things. Whoever does this shit, stop.
Yeah, that's probably why they're selling it for that
God
much. It
damn
costs
it.
way
Oh,
more
it's
to
the
get that shit
dumbest
graded
shit.
than it does to just sell it as it is. Like, it was probably, how much is it?
Look at Joe right now. Look at that.
Joe's hurt.
You think that happens to a man that comprehends how the fuck someone gets to $3,200 for a graded copy of Super Mario RPG? Are you fucking insane?
So fucking dumb.
What makes it graded? I don't get it. Fucking explain it to me like I'm 5 or 10,
Gerry,
7 years old even.
I'll break it down for you.
Do
It's
it,
not
please.
fucking real. It's all a scam. It's just artificial inflation. It fucking
Mhm.
it's the stupidest shit, man.
Here's what I don't understand. So a gated version of this game is
Like
that
they're
much.
carbonating it like a fucking fossil. They're like, this was manufactured exactly.
I don't know.
October." Fucking yeah.
Check
The
the
box
pins with a
itself is worth
microscope.
$100
Oh yeah.
for the box, complete. So I mean that's like a decent shape box, instructions, all the stupid like Nintendo warranty bullshit. $226.44. Again, it's pretty fucking expensive.
Mhm.
What? Where's that extra $3,000 coming from? I don't understand.
I don't know,
That
dude.
Stuffing it
plastic,
inside.
the plastic and the number.
Oh yeah, and the little placard, like the little plaque that goes with it or whatever.
This is official.
Super Mario RPG Legend of the Seven Stars sealed new the
Seal.
WADA 9.0 A+. Like, who does this? And why?
Oh God, I don't want to talk about this anymore. What a load of horse shit. Oh man.
There you go. There's our game pricing rant.
Stop
Good
grading
golly.
Stop grading anything. No one
Yeah.
gives a shit. Well, you'll just
This is part of the reason why I think remakes are beneficial to an extent.
yeah.
There's two kind of argument camps that I'm in for this entire thing.
That
One,
perfect
when it-
segue. That's our next segment. Arguments for remakes. Jerry, you have the floor. Get on your soapbox.
So I feel like when people want to just play, like, and I get it, like people get upset when you say this kind of shit sometimes. But
I'm sorry to interrupt you one more time, but I just realized your Mega Man is pointing at me and my Mega Man's pointing at you. Sorry, go ahead.
dicks are touching. So I think that if you just genuinely want to play these games, like if you were like, hey man, I would really like to play Super Mario RPG, but I don't have a Super Nintendo. I don't have a way to play Super Nintendo on a modern TV without spending $1,000 and it look like shit and play like shit. Plus I don't have, like, if you're gonna play this game like decently, like the way that you remember it and not super laggy or like looking muddy and fuzzy, like you're gonna need to get an SNES. You're gonna need to get the game, hopefully not graded.
Yeah.
And then you're gonna need to get some sort of an upscaler or like an HDMI mod or something that actually makes it look like not shit. So it's a bit of an investment, just for that one game. So like I can understand then when people are like, I would just be thrilled if it was just a $60 game that was on the Switch that I could just download
Oh yeah.
and play right away. And I get that. I get that argument, and I'm for it. I'm also for fuck them. Emulate this shit the same way that I do. I have my Mister. I load that shit up. I can go play Mario RPG right now the way the Lord intended, and it looks and plays and sounds fantastic, exactly like it's supposed to. Now, I have more of a enthusiast setup than most. I have an LG OLED TV, which helps because of the blacks and the contrast with the scan lines and stuff. Like, it helps a lot with older gen, and with the scan lines, it just makes it look sharp. And the Mister has like no input lag whatsoever. I'm using a real Super Nintendo controller because I'm using the SNES mini controllers with it.
Hell yeah.
So it's a very authentic feel to playing these old games. So I'm also in that camp as well, where it's like, just play the original if you have access to it.
Yeah.
But again, that's why I also understand the argument for, I don't have access to it. I don't have the money to go out and spend, $500 on a Mister setup, or I don't have $500 to spend on getting an SNES with an HDMI mod or like a retro tank or any of this other shit. So I get both sides. I'm in both camps.
Yeah.
I'm in it.
I think, yeah, accessibility and preservation, those are probably the two biggest reasons for a remake, because there's a lot of games that aren't being re-released on modern platforms, whether like GOG is out there doing the Lord's work, bringing out like Dino Crisis and all sorts of other games.
Bless them.
And then Nintendo
Fucking Silent Hill 4?
Yeah, dude.
God damn it.
And it's a fucking remaster of the game too, which is awesome.
On God.
on GOG, dude. Nintendo kind of used to do a good job with that, with like the Wii and Wii U Virtual Console, because there was all sorts of shit. You could just pick and choose which ones you wanted to buy. Like I own Earthbound on my 3DS, on my Wii U. I've also
I beat Earthbound on Wii U. That's when I first beat that game. Like I played that game a bunch. I used to rent that game, and then I eventually bought that game and used to own that game with the big box and everything. And then I fucking sold it to some stupid person who didn't know what they were getting, but I really wanted that N64. My parents wouldn't buy it outright. I had to sell my Super Nintendo and every single game I had to some girl who didn't have a clue what Mega Man X was or Earthbound.
That
She had no idea. And I had
sucks.
Chrono Trigger, I had Secret of Mana, I had Castlevania 4, I had all the bangers, dude. And she was just
Ow.
like, "You got that, Mario?"
I got that jumping guy.
You got that jumping guy.
I wept. When they left, I wept. My mom was like, "Oh, cut that shit out. You know you're getting an N64 tomorrow." I was like, "Yeah, but you don't understand. There's so many good games. And she doesn't care."
My mom would have killed me. She was the reason I got into RPGs in the first place.
Hell
So
yeah.
those were at the time enshrined in the house. They were not leaving.
Dude,
Yeah.
and Earthbound is
Good.
such a good fucking example of this. Like nowadays, I'm never gonna have enough money to buy a copy of that game, loose, complete in box, new, God forbid. But since it came to the virtual console, I bought 2 copies of that shit. Because I mean, if they want me to pay money for Earthbound, I'll fucking do it. But I'm not paying $500+ for. Well, I guess I wouldn't even pay above $50 for it. But yeah. Accessibility, like, please make these old games
That
accessible.
Wii
Like,
U Virtual Console. How much were those games again? Were they like $10?
it depends on the system. Like NES games were a lot cheaper.
Mm.
Turbo
They were
Graphics
like
16.
$5.99, I think, right?
Yeah, $5.99. There's some that were like $4.99. Like Mighty Final
I think,
Fight.
and but I do think that like some Super Nintendo games were like $10.99, and then I think some
Yeah.
of them were like $14.99.
Yeah, like super.
I think Earthbound and shit like that was all like the $15 ones.
Yeah, Super Mario RPG was like $15-$14 or something, which was fucking perfect. Paper Mario, like the first Paper Mario on Wii U Virtual Console.
Oh yeah,
That shit was like
fantastic.
$15-$20 like all day. Yeah, absolutely. I'll pay money for it. But I mean, there's still so many games that haven't gotten remasters or remakes or anything that I would love to have on Xbox or something. But nope, they certainly won't. Like Shadow Hearts, fuck me, man.
Shadow Hearts, yeah.
Shadow
and that's
Farts,
the
more
thing,
like.
that goes back to the whole point of me doing my ultimate setup that I did when I sat down and literally had to map out like what is the best way to play this without like what is the best basically bang for your buck and how to play all of these games. And it was like, well, obviously it's emulation, but what's the best way to do it? And then I just realized, oh, I'll just get a PS2, a fat PS2, and I'll mod it and I'll throw a hard drive in there. And then I just loaded that bitch up to the gills. And I have an upscaler
Hell yeah.
on that as
Nice.
well, so that it upscales. And it also does de-interlacing because the PS2, man, PS2 is strange. Like it's like interlaced and shit. It's like some stuff is 480i. Like you gotta upscale it properly, or else it just looks god awful.
God awful. Another good couple of reasons, or another good couple of arguments I wrote down for remakes were improvements to gameplay and visuals, as well as expanding story and lore a little bit. And a lot of that I think could probably properly conveyed with like Final Fantasy VII Remake or like Silent Hill 2 Remake. Kind of, because I mean, like Silent Hill, horror games, I guess in general, those kind of like, they had this aesthetic that you could only get on their home systems. Like I was telling Gerry this like fucking a month ago or whatever, and I was playing Silent Hill 1 on PS1. I was like, dude, like no wonder they haven't remade this shit. Like it's janky and weird and like spooky as shit just on PS1. Like a remake, I feel like would kind of ruin that.
They don't really need to, but I think they did say that Bloober is working on a remake of it.
Yeah.
Did you see I probably should have mentioned this in super important breaking news, but did you see the new trailer for Bloober's new game, Chronos? They released a new trailer yesterday, and it looks fucking crazy.
Yeah, it does.
It looks like Dead Space.
Yeah, like Dead Space with time travel and shit. Looks awesome.
Sorta like the monsters and shit look fucked.
Yeah,
it's like a weird combination of like Dead Space meets like Silent Hill because you're like in like towns and shit, but like there's like zero gravity stuff going on. Dude, it looks crazy. Like I'm in.
Yeah,
I'm loving this whole thing that Bloober all of a sudden was given some money and is like, "Oh, you guys figured out how to make good games." Like,
They give them
and
the
can
key to
do
the
it.
city.
I mean, I was a fan of Layers of Fear, but I feel like they just really stepped their game up with Silent Hill 2. Like that, I was not expecting Silent Hill 2 to be good. I'll be honest. I was like,
Yeah, the track record for the later Silent Hills and remakes aren't the best.
no. But that Silent Hill 2 remake was a masterpiece. Like it was so fucking good. They did such a good job with it. So it only makes sense.
Yep.
It only makes sense. Yeah.
Any other arguments or like points for remakes?
I would just like to say that I
Mhm.
was handed this Chinese liquor yesterday out of nowhere. I don't know what it is.
That was like Friday, wasn't it? Or like the
Hmm?
other day?
Oh yeah, that was the last time that we recorded, right?
Yeah, we did the Berserk episode.
Yeah.
You were like, who
And I was
goes
given
there?
This Chinese liquor that I still have not opened. I wonder what it smells like.
Oh, here we go. Smell test.
Ooh, this is interesting.
Oh,
Does it smell like
It's
like
medicinal?
mouthwash? Yeah.
You have a
Medicinal.
face of astringence.
oh my god!
Mail me a sip.
Oof.
Holy shit! It
Describe.
smells like fucking tires burning.
Okay.
What's
So this is funny that this is coming. I was born anosmic. I have no sense of smell. So this is interesting.
Oh shit!
I get to learn.
So you
Describe.
don't know what burnt tires smell
I have no
like.
idea what burnt tires smell like. So there's like a
Okay, close your eyes.
okay.
I don't think you can describe a smell to him if he can't smell.
You've removed another sense. This is interesting.
Shut up, Aaron.
Let's
me
sensory
do my-
deprivation.
Let me cook. Okay,
Cook those
eyes are
tires.
closed.
Mm-hmm.
Picture a vehicle.
Mm-hmm.
Picture it going real fast,
Mm.
but picture it not moving.
Well,
So
No,
going real
that
fast,
doesn't make
but not
sense.
moving.
Richard going real fast in place.
Standing still really fast.
Sonic the Hedgehog.
Now picture like a sauna. You're in a sauna.
Jesus Christ, doing a T-pose.
So car going real fast, but not moving anywhere. You're in a sauna.
Okay, it's hot.
And now, just for the hell of it, put a marshmallow in your mouth
Okay.
that's just been freshly burned
Mm.
and chew it up a little bit.
Yes.
Spit it out.
Onto the coals.
There you go. That's burnt tires.
All right, that was complex enough that it gave me a,
Wait,
a,
does
a
that mean that
decent
you can't
understanding.
taste either?
So I have a stunt. Hey, I appreciate it. Usually, I get people going to me. So what? Can you not breathe or something? So I
What
appreciate
the
at least
fuck?
yeah.
That would not
People
be my
say
first
that?
question.
That has been the first thing someone has said.
When you said
several
I
times.
can't taste, my next question was going to be like, can you see me right now? Can like
Do you understand
how many
what I'm
of Helen
saying?
Keller's
Holy
ailments do you
shit.
have?
Oh, geez. I got to say, I am as far from No, so to
Gerry,
bring
stop.
this back around.
At least she can smell.
Yeah.
Oh,
She's
reel,
got one up on me there.
reel it in, Gerry. Holy shit.
So, I have a stunted sense of taste where lots of things taste similar. So, like, especially, I didn't eat a lot of candy growing up as a kid because all of it tasted the same to me. There wasn't a big difference.
So
really.
like chocolate bars.
Yeah, not really much of a difference, unless there's a texture thing. Texture things.
So like a
That makes
Reese's peanut
sense.
butter cup.
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
Can
like,
you-
oh,
can
we only
you-
got.
Can you taste a Reese's peanut butter cup?
Of course I can. But if you were to give me several different types that are similar, they'd all taste the same to me.
That
Like a
makes
Snickers
sense,
and a
yeah.
Milky Way are almost exactly identical.
Yeah.
But if
But,
somebody gave you like a Charleston Chew and then
That
immediately
or like a payday.
followed up with like a
yeah.
Oh, I love
They
fucking
fuck me up
payday.
the nuts.
Butterfinger?
I'll be
Like
able
a
to taste
Butterfinger?
that. Yeah, Butterfinger. I hated those because of how weird the texture is.
yeah,
Yep.
Mr. Big.
Mm.
They also have
What the fuck is a Mr.
you-
Big?
I don't
do you
know. I
mean?
just kind of I was going with it.
I think it's a Canada thing. Hold on, Mr. Big
I don't know
Bar.
many candies. You just say them, I'm going to agree that they're candies.
Mr. Big literally looks like shit.
That's only Canada. It does look like a piece of shit. Vanilla wafer biscuit coated in caramel, peanuts, and rice crisps.
Chris,
It's a good bar.
It sounds intense. It sounds very complex.
Do you guys have big Turks?
What the fuck?
I mean, not as a candy, maybe as a friend.
As a friend.
But not
That's my friend John. He's a big Turk.
This is my big Turk friend. Stelios.
So that's also probably a Canadian thing.
I love
Interesting.
Turk.
I love when you bring up Canadian stuff. What's
He's half it's probably not even real. He's just making it up.
No, man, a big Turk is a real thing. Believe that.
what's inside of this? It looks like jelly. What is that?
It's Turkish delight.
Oh,
the Narnia shit.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, it's a chocolate.
I swore. I'm sorry.
Turk. Oh, don't you worry.
Oh, good. Okay.
We fully endorse swearing on this show.
Yeah,
Nice.
dude, swear as much as you want. Piss, fuck, cum. Narnia shit. Sorry, go ahead. I don't know whose turn it was to talk anymore.
I don't even know anymore.
I love it when my cousins emerge out of that closet that goes into that place and they bring me back some of that sweet Turkish delight.
Some of that Turkish delight. Anyway,
Bring me back some of that sweet Turkish delight, sweet Jesus.
It's so sweet. You bring him over here with that muscly arms.
so sweet.
Anyway,
What? So
Get your sexy ass back over here with that Turkish delight.
you little pig.
I had one more pro, I think,
Yeah, go ahead, Joe.
to try to reel this back in.
Here's your
Go ahead, Joe,
soapbox.
come
Um,
Scoot.
Scoot on over, Joe.
I'm
Stop
coming.
trying to drink
I'm
my
on the
Red
way.
Bull. Shut up, Jerry.
I need a hand getting up on top of this soapbox. It's so tall and my knees just can't handle it.
Scooch those sweet ass chicks over.
The rest of we had to do the podcast. The rest of it
It's
like
just
this.
Mr. Sherman or
No.
whatever the fuck.
Sweet Jesus, you hear that?
Jerry, let Joe
Duh.
Sorry, go ahead.
So the other nice thing about remakes, it brings it to a newer and wider audience. Like, I was able to get one of the little mini SNESs, and my son got to experience. Hell yeah! My son got to experience all these wonderful games from my youth, and he immediately was like, "Dad, these look like crap. What's going?" Like, excuse me, son.
Whoa.
Calm it down.
You get the adoption papers up
Mm,
immediately.
yeah.
Like, so it was a good run for you,
Sorry,
I guess.
son,
But
you're about
you
to be
go ahead
adopted.
and insulting my remakes.
I'm on the phone with the hospital. We're gonna send you back. The warranty's not
shit.
up.
The
sir.
DNS test came back from Maury.
But no, and he sat with me. We played a bunch of games on it, and he was able to experience it the way I did and learn how hard a lot of those games are and how you could have a really in-depth and deep experience, even though it's visually not as complex or as high fidelity as things are nowadays.
Yeah.
It's not about the graphics necessarily. If you have a good story and tight gameplay, you can still have an amazing experience.
Yeah.
And that stuck with him, and he's much more willing now he plays anything and everything now. So he'll break out Mega Man 2 just as quickly as he'll hop onto Fortnite with his friends. So I'm happy with that. So, and I don't think that would have happened if we didn't have access to that stuff, and I didn't really have access to it to disseminate to him until I got the SNES Mini. So it's nice being able to share that with my son, being able to bond over something that I got to experience when I was his age.
Hell yeah. Jerry, hit me with a old man quote. One final one. Son of a bitch.
Well, I think it's time to sum it up and simmer it down.
No, it's not. We haven't done the arguments against remakes.
I don't give a shit.
Talked about
Suck
good
my
versus bad
entire
yet?
dick.
Have you read the document?
I'm talking about secret, man. I'm talking about secret my ass.
You know what? No, I think it's time to get all the sillies out. Let's take an ad break. Do you guys want to take an ad break?
Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
Oh, yeah. This will really get the zillies out of us.
No, it won't. We'll be right back. Hey, Gerry, how often do you use your microwave?
Almost once an hour.
Sweet, cool. Then you'll love AI microwaves. They're microwaves powered by AI. They learn, they adapt, they conquer. Oh, they through the power of Chat GPT and Google Gemini and whatever the fuck Apple has. Siri, that's right. Your AI microwave, you can give it a command. You'll be like, hey AI microwave, shut up, and then it'll shut up. It'll stop talking because your AI microwave can talk. You can carry on a conversation with it. Like you'll ask it how its day is, and it'll be like, "Oh, I'm good. AI microwave here. Beep boop. I'm good. Been microwaving burritos. Yada yada yada."
The problem is though, the reason why we're being sponsored is because they're in their test phase right now. So when these microwaves are making things,
It'll be our third co-host because it can carry on a conversation so well. Hell yeah. Sorry, go ahead.
what I was going to say is that these microwaves, Aaron, you forgot a very important part of these microwaves. You don't have to put anything in them. They make the food. You just tell it, hey, I want you to reheat a bean burrito. And it's like, you got it. And then something that resembles a bean burrito, but like it has like a couple fingers, maybe like holding it already. And you're like, well, that seems a little strange.
It
And
makes you
there's,
a
like,
sandwich.
There's maybe like a straw in there somewhere. Because like, you remember when AI at first was like still kind of dumb, and you would be like, hey, show me a picture of Luigi eating a bean burrito, and it would just be like a burrito eating like a green hat, and like it didn't make any sense whatsoever. Well, that's kind of like what these microwaves are doing. You'd be like, hey, Mr. Microwave AI, I want you to make me some spaghetti and meatballs. And then you go open the door. You might get spaghetti and meatballs.
you might.
You also might just get a big bowl of AIDS. Just water filled with AIDS, and you'll just have to drink it. And it'll be fine. It's fine.
It's fine.
You just try it out. How can we advance? How are we supposed to advance as a civilization when we don't give our fucking AI microwaves a chance?
Exactly.
So if you act now and you get the DLC with these microwaves, okay, you're also going to get the AI rice cooker. It does exactly the same thing, but it's shaped like a rice cooker, and it's not built into the wall.
You have this army of AI microwaves and AI rice cookers in your house. Cool fun fact too. These AI microwaves and rice cookers, they all have little like telescopic arms and legs and shit. Damn, dude, I'm pitting out like a motherfucker. They have
the AI microwave can take care of that. You can be like, AI microwave, give me basically you ask the things of the AI microwave the same way that you remember that meme of that like really high guy that would like say really stupid shit instead of saying like a feather, it's like, what's a bird leaf? What's the bird leaf thing that goes in? Like, you ask the microwaves the same way. So like, Aaron, for your sweaty pits, you'd be like, hey, microwave AI, can you do tampons for my armpits, please? And then it'll come out and be like, ba-ding, and there you go, Old Spice. But it's Old Spice, but it's literally a guy, and half of his body is the top of the Old Spice thing, and it's like the guy on the horse. But you gotta like pull it off. Oh, so you're kind of like dismembering the little guy. Like, it'll make it like a little guy. You have to dismember him, and then you can put on the pit stick. But you also kind of have to ask for it as, hey, can I get some armpit tampons? It's just try it out. Just try the promo code AI tampon underwear brutal combo. Christ alive 64.
So the AI microwave has the power to actually create solid matter inside of it. Well, it doesn't have to be solid. It can be a gas or liquid. But the AI microwave has the ability to piece together matter inside of itself, just out of nothing. Is that?
You tell me. You're the one that got the sponsor.
I mean, yes, it does. Joe, what's your favorite feature of the AI microwave? Sorry, the MichAIelwave brand AI microwave. Go.
MichAIelwave.
I got mine, and I got to tell you, I've been testing it and using it. At this point, though, whenever I ask it to do anything, it just screams, "Clean me, goddammit, clean me" at me. I don't know. I think maybe I'm a little bit too rough with it.
Now, Joe,
Too much spaghetti.
I want to make sure that you're getting the best out of this microwave. They do have a self-cleaning, okay? And essentially what it is,
rag.
well, you know how like a dog can lick its own dick and stuff?
Oh.
It's kind of the same way. Like the microwaves kind of have like, and then you just let them clean themselves. You just look away, you don't pay attention.
It's got an
When you hear
attachable, like,
That's
what do you
was.
call the nose of a dog? Like a nuzzle or whatever the fuck? It's got like an attachable dog nose.
Snout?
Snout.
It's a hoof.
There you go. It's got an attachable snout so it can lick itself.
Yes.
I was wondering what that was in the box. Now I know.
That glass like tray that spins inside, you think that's like a plate for putting your plates on? No.
I just put the food right on that.
That is genitalia.
You just throw a handful of spaghetti right on the plate.
Mm-hmm. Then I eat it and I put it back in. And I figured the microwave cleans it.
You take it out
With
of there with your bare
microwaves.
hand. You're like,
I just keep using it. Yeah.
this is so. Oh my god, these AI microwaves. Like I said, we're gonna get our own once the tariff situation finally goes through. When China can send us our AI microwave, we'll train our AI microwave to be our third co-host for the show.
And if you're really curious to know what these things are like in action, remember the guy that married a car, was super in love with his car, Stephanie?
Yeah.
So he's actually now engaged, and I believe he's eloping with a cheese grater, an AI cheese grater. So it's part of the upgrade package that we don't have access to. I mean,
So
cheese graters are...
we're arming the microwaves with cheese graters. They have weapons now. We're just asking for an AI uprising. This is Skynet.
They're sex toys.
Oh,
But
okay.
they can't. It's kind of cruel and inhumane because they can't use them because it's a cheese grater. You put a cheese grater in the microwave, you're literally killing the microwave.
It's true.
That's
Right.
sad. No, MichAIelwave.
Yeah,
Michael.
like as soon as you put a cheese grater in the MichAIelwave, then what happens is you literally get Marv from Home Alone just like shaking and like see-through skeleton.
Perfect.
And for some reason, when a
MichAIelwave.
MichAIelwave gets electrocuted, it has a human skull as its transparency. I don't know why. Can't explain it.
Oh my god, MichAIelwave.
Make AI away.
I can't. Thanks for sponsoring this episode, Mar from Home Alone. We're back.
Yeah.
Oh shit. Okay. Yeah. So
Home stretch, baby.
Glad to be back.
we pretty much covered the arguments against remakes. You know, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Disappointment, all that shit. Anyway, so what? You're still thinking about MichAIelwave?
Oh, that's the dumbest thing I've ever said.
Oh shit. The last 2 points I had were to jot down some good remakes, talk about why they're good, and then jot down some bad remakes, talk about why they aren't so good. The first one that comes to mind is like Metroid Zero Mission or Pokemon Fire Red and Leaf Green, where they pretty much take the exact original game, slap a whole new coat of paint on it, make it look real pretty, update the gameplay, and make it like still very, very similar to the original game. But so you still get like the whole feel and aesthetic of the original game, but it looks and plays way better. And yeah, what?
I
What's
just
up?
can't stop thinking about how good of a remake Leisure Suit Larry Reloaded is.
That's a good one.
Yeah. Came out in
Live and Reloaded.
2013. Oh my god.
Yeah, and the Resident Evil remakes also. Those are
Yep, they're all good.
yeah. What
All of them except for 3.
Yeah, about to say.
what was it about that one that didn't make the good cut?
It just didn't
It didn't.
it didn't do anything. Like it was just like, oh, okay, you remade this, but you only did like half of it. Like it's super short.
It was very cut
It's
short.
super short, and like it just felt like it was. I still believe that there's I don't know if this is a conspiracy theory or whatever you would call it, speculation, I guess, that this game was just a DLC. That's all it was. It was just a DLC, and then they were like, "Hey, we could probably like make this a full game, right?" Because Resident Evil 2 was the first one that they did in that style, right? So I feel like they were already there with that engine. They're like, "Oh yeah, we could bolt on 3 as a DLC," and then they were like, "Hold up, what if we sold it as a full game?" And I feel like they polished it up just enough, but it didn't represent the original very well. After you have like one encounter with Nemesis, you're like face palming him and just being like, "Get the fuck out of my way!" Like, you shut the fuck up, fucking smiling and chattering at me with your big gum lips.
Gross. Well, what do you think makes a good remake? Like, are there any other qualities we haven't talked about that you think makes a good remake, other than like
I think
improved visuals and gameplay and all that shit?
I think what makes a good remake is giving enough fan service, but also giving something new for both. Because you can't make a remake for just new players in mind. You cannot do that. You can't make a remake for just the original enjoyers in mind. There has to be something there for both. That's why I think those Resident Evil games work so well, and that's why I think Resident Evil 4 worked so well as a remake, is because it fucked with your head if you knew the source material already.
Yeah.
But then at the same time, someone coming in fresh who's just experiencing these games for the first time with these remakes, they're going to just have a really, really solid experience hands down. But as a fan and somebody that knows that game like the back of my hand, like there was things that they did in that game that were kind of like, "Oh, you're expecting this to happen," or like, "You're expecting this," or it just subverted expectations in a lot of different ways that it was really well done in that sense. And then you got stuff like Resident Evil 2. I mean, Jesus Christ, you look at Resident Evil 2's original format and then the remake, those are 2 wildly different games. Resident Evil 4 and Resident Evil 4 Remake aren't as wildly different because they're in that same realm of like that 3D space of like over the shoulder.
Yeah.
Whereas Resident Evil 2 Remake is like, that's a different game.
Oh,
from the ground up, that is a totally different game.
Because it doesn't have the fixed camera angles or anything like that.
Yeah, and I like that. And I like tank controls. People might find that hard to get into these days. I still prefer it. Like, if the option is there to use tank controls, especially with fixed perspective, I always want to have it. Because when shit like Devil May Cry has fixed camera angles but does not have tank controls, it fucks with my head, and I hate it. But that being said, I still stand by, if you've never played Resident Evil 1, 2, we're not going to talk about 3, 4, I would say just play the remakes at this point. Same thing with Silent Hill 2. I would almost say you can just play Silent Hill 2. If you've never played the Silent Hill games, you can play the remake without playing 2. And I'm a Silent Hill fan. Like, I truly believe that you don't need to play the original.
I think the same really goes for Metroid Zero Mission and Pokemon Fire Red and Leaf Green. Like, regular flavor Metroid on the NES, it's really hard to play. And Pokemon Red and Blue, they're really fucking slow. They're brutal. They're broken as shit. If you're going to play any version of those games, you're going to want to play the remakes. What about you, Joe? What do you think?
I would say one of the standout, at least visually, as far as a nice remake, is the 2018 Shadow of the Colossus remake.
I still didn't play that.
Oh my gosh, that's one where you don't need to go back and play the 2005 release. Good luck finding it, but the remake just it takes the vision of what they had with that original game, the scope of the creatures that you interact with, and with the fidelity we have now, it really shines. The controls themselves were pretty good back then, and all they did was tweak them to make them slightly better. So all in all, it's an improved experience. It's just
That game was mind blowing when it came out.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
it was
fuck
mind blowing. Aaron, did you play that game?
Yeah, I played the original PS2 version, not the remake.
I haven't played the remake either, but that PS2 version is a masterpiece as far as I'm concerned.
Oh yeah, it just go, and if you look up a side by side of the way they look, you get the feeling, this feeling of awe from these massive creatures, but it's done. It's just an added to experience for me. It's just just bigger overall, and absolutely beautiful, stunning game.
Hell yeah. But there's a lot to be said about a remake that pretty much not necessarily like not obsoletes the original game, but like I don't know, it's the preferred way to go. But yeah, I wrote down a couple of remakes that aren't as good as the original games. For one, the Secret of Mana remake from like 16 or something. You don't need to play that. The original game, it's totally fine on its own. Kind of like janky at times because the AI is stupid, but yeah, the SNES original is still good. It's still awesome. I still love it. The remake does fucking nothing. It literally it's just a pretty coat of paint on top of the original game. It takes it from the 16-bit awesomeness that it was and brings it to just like 3D gobbledygook. The soundtrack is pretty much the same. They didn't really change anything gameplay wise. They didn't add any new like cutscenes. They didn't like really.
Yeah,
it was lazy as fuck.
I always thought that the remake of Secret of Mana was really stupid. Like it just looked like a fucking mobile game.
And the Trials of Mana remake, that's another really good one to slap up into the good remakes section because if you haven't played original Trials of Mana or Seiken Densetsu 2, whatever,
3.
whatever, man. Yeah, the remake is the way to go. I also didn't care for the Ocarina of Time and Majora's Mask on 3DS because, like, again, you just kind of lose that aesthetic. Like, Majora's Mask, for sure, it has a real fucking creepy and spooky aesthetic that you don't get on the 3DS remake, and that kind of sucks ass. What about you guys? What are some shitty other than Resident Evil 3?
Just to kind of talk on what you were saying about like losing that aesthetic. Since I've been assembling my ultimate setup, I have noticed that I have become like a purist. And I don't like it, but at the same time, like I've become a purist for like, I want the N64 games to look like I want that fuzzy, jaggy look. Like that's how those games look.
Yeah.
I don't need like when I see people like emulating these games like on YouTube and stuff, and they have like that stupid filter on that like makes everything all like blobby looking and like it just makes everything look smooth. Get out of here with that. It looks like a fucking mobile game. I hate that shit. But like, I want to see it in the way that it was. So when I play, Aaron, I've been on your fucking case for so long. Like I've been asking you, dude, are you playing with shaders? Like, are you putting scan lines on?
Yeah.
No, you weren't though.
But I do now. Like that when I was playing Silent Hill, I threw on a CRT filter.
Okay.
It was CRT easy mode to be exact.
Yes, easy mode is great.
Yep.
RetroArch does a fantastic job with those shaders. So it's essentially the same thing on Mister. You just go in and you just enable whichever one. Essentially, you just pick like, here's the TV that I want it to look like.
Yeah.
Like that's pretty much like you just pick like a Sony Trinitron, and then it creates that the mask for that. But yeah, like I feel like sometimes and like there's nothing worse, and I can't think of an example off the top of my head, but I've seen it where things will get remade, and then they'll be like, yeah, we also put like the option in the options to add like a CRT filter, but it like looks like shit, like absolute dog shit. It's just like that really glowy, like bent looking picture, and like the scan lines don't even look that good. The best scan lines I've seen in a long time in a modern game are in UFO 50. They nailed the scan lines.
Yeah,
because it's actually like integer scaled. If you know what that means, like they make sense for the scale, because you can change the scale of the window. But yeah, I feel like when you lose that aesthetic, I don't know, like that's why like I wouldn't want to see them just remake Resident Evil 2 as like a cleaner looking version of, like, the same way that they did those like Tomb Raider remakes recently. Who fucking cares? Like, just play the originals.
Yeah.
Like, embrace those jaggies, man.
Yeah.
Embrace your jaggy.
This really goes in well to the game that I had picked for my remake that doesn't really fit the bill. One of the remakes that absolutely misses the vibe check has got to be Conker's Bad Fur Day.
Good point.
Yeah.
That
Live and
remake,
Reloaded sucks.
It just removed the soul of what was Conker, which was the raunchy behavior, but also the emotive expression of a lot of the characters. Most of the remade character designs, their faces barely moved. Like,
Yeah,
they were
prettier,
so blocky
but that's it.
and like paper dolly. It was bad. And you just, honestly, you can't get away with the stuff that they put in that game nowadays. It feels like there's a lot more restrictions and regulations put in place. So it just, it lost everything that made Conker, really.
Yeah, we did that one for our game club. I think back in like October or something. And yeah, there was a lot of like you had to beat the game in order to turn off the censors, which was really stupid, because I feel like that's why you played Conker, was to hear them swearing and talking about like piss and shit. But also,
I downloaded there was a ROM hack that just had it uncensored.
Hell yeah.
Which is great.
Yeah. To sum it up, simmer it down. Yeah. Remakes.
Get it on that stove.
Let it sit on the stove. Put the lid on, turn the heat down.
Put it in that microwave.
The nice hamburger helper in the microwave.
Put a pot in the microwave.
The Mario Superstar Saga and Bowser's Inside Story remakes, those did not need to be made. Maybe Superstar Saga, but Bowser's Inside Story, there was no reason. It looked fine. Like, it looked good as it is with like the GBA and like the pixels on the DS.
Get your sorry remaking ass out of here with those.
Yeah, there's no need for those. They added extra shit and they made it look pretty, sure, but like it kind of again lost the original version's aesthetic, which was like in the GBA version, watching Mario or Luigi toss a mushroom in the air and then catch it, and then you see like the mushroom going down their throat, and then they're like woohoo, and you don't get that same kind of thing in the remakes, man. It sucks ass. But anyway, yeah, back to the hamburger helper. So remakes, yeah, they for sure they're good when they're done right. They're good. Like, you preserve the original game, but you also just make it better. Like, don't be lazy like the fucking Secret of Mana remake, or strip it like Resident Evil 3, or just fucking kill it like you did Majora's Mask on 3DS. There's no reason to play the 3DS version unless you don't have an N64 or a way to play N64 games. I don't know, man. What do you guys think? What's your summation on this whole thing?
I don't care either way. I'm just gonna play the originals on my Mister.
Yeah, I feel like as long as the people that are doing the remake are willing to put in the time and care about it as much as the original creators did, then the remakes will be good.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, that sums it up pretty good. Simmer it the fuck down.
We're simmering it the fuck down, and we're wrapping it up. We're wrapping it up.
Simmer down.
We're wrapping it up in tinfoil, throwing it in the microwave, turning it on to fucking 99.99, and
then we get.
We're gonna wrap this shit up with a little cool segment we like to call
Random Recommended Games.
Tell them what it's about, Gerry.
It's about games, man. It's about video games. The ones we like.
Games we recommend.
Ones that, yeah, we gotta recommend this shit, man. We gotta fucking wipe the fucking the snow off our noses here for a second and be like, all right, man, I got a fucking recommendation for you. And you grab somebody by the face and you put it right onto your own face.
Fucking
No,
crush
you
their
just
skull.
yeah, I'm gonna grab somebody's face. I'm gonna bring it into mine. I'm gonna rub noses for a second.
Motorboat their face.
Kiss you on the lips, push your face away from me, and then go, you better fucking play this game I'm about to tell you about because it's super good. It's called Avowed.
Ooh.
This is the third time we brought this game up. This random
Really?
games. It's good though. Let's go. Tell them.
It's a good game.
Yeah.
I
listeners.
I haven't really been playing much other than Avowed. That's why I'm kind of like I don't have anything off the top of my head to recommend because Avowed has just been consuming my life.
Exactly.
Like it's all I've been playing for like the last 2 or 3 weeks. Now, if you want like a deep cut or something, I can get you a deep cut. Like,
it's fine. No,
Avowed
is good.
I can figure out some Super Nintendo ROM translation. You know what?
No.
Go ahead. It's not even a translation. Go ahead and play Pocky and Rocky with a friend. Go throw that on one time.
I would love to. We should
Pocky
parsec
and
that
Rocky's some
sometime.
good shit. Yeah, maybe we will.
Maybe we will. Joe, what's your game? I'll let you go.
All right. I'd like to recommend to you Blueprints.
I've only heard good things.
Yup.
I have been absolutely obsessed with this game over the past week. It is everything that you get out of like a Myst style open world-ish mystery game, but you also have the roguelike, like Slay the Spire aspect, where whenever you go to explore this mansion that has been left to you by your deceased uncle, and in order to acquire your full inheritance, this mansion has 45 rooms, and it's your job to find the 46th, and all the secrets about why he passed, about the state of the country that this game exists in. There's so many mysteries steeped on top of other mysteries. It's the type of game where you need to have a notebook to keep your own notes.
Hell yeah.
Because if you don't keep track of what this one thing says in one room and why there's a chess piece in this room, later on when you get to the chessboard puzzle, you'll have no idea what you're doing. And I don't have it in front of me, but I have like 13, 14 pages of what looked like the notes of a madman. Because whenever you find something 12 hours later, you flip back 5 pages and scratch it out and write lies in big letters across it. It's such a wild and interesting experience. I haven't had a game that scratched that itch like this in a very long time. So it's a really nice breath of fresh air.
It's on Game Pass too.
Yeah,
it is on Game Pass too.
I'm still, I'm still going through Avowed.
I know.
Yeah, if you don't pick up Blueprints unless you have time to invest.
Yeah, I've heard that this game totally sucks
eats
you
you
in.
alive.
Like you're.
The other day I was like,
That's
God, it's 3:30. I need to get my son up for school at 6. I better get the fuck to bed.
Fuck. My game that I'm recommending today, man, I kind of don't want to recommend it a little bit because it's too long. So Mario and Luigi Brothership, I really love the Mario and Luigi series, but Brothership is just kind of too long. It's kind of like the 15-20 hours too long. It's like but it's really
15 to 20 hours too long.
Yeah, it's like
that's a lot too long.
It is. I know. Fucking I'm about like 35 hours in or something, and yeah, it's just there's a lot that doesn't need to be in the game, but enough complaining. So like everything looks pretty. The whole story behind the game is kind of fun and cool. Like the world of Concordia is like it's just a bunch of islands that were one continent, but they're split up. And you go to each island, you connect them all again, and then you have this little cool hub world that's this like ship island, and you unlock more pieces of that you can explore. The bros moves are really fun. And
you know what this game is missing though?
What?
That charm. I didn't get the charm.
Yeah, for sure.
It doesn't really have it. Like it's got like characters, but it doesn't have the charm that the originals had. And I feel like only the first like 2 or 3 had that charm, and then after that, it was just like, okay,
Yeah.
all right. Like Dream Team, get the fuck out of here with that. I played that through the whole way, and at the end, I was like, God damn it, that was a waste of my time.
Yeah, one thing, like, it's cool that they can make all the characters way more expressive and cartoony and fun to look at, and like stimulate your brain, give you those good vibes and shit. But yeah, it doesn't have like what it doesn't have what I love about Superstar Saga so much, and that's just like the cool animations they did, like when they fucking leveled up in Superstar Saga and they did their cool little dance, like boop, 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 boop. I mean, the music in Brothership is really good. I don't know, but yeah, it's a good game. It's just really long. I wouldn't say I like it more than Brothership or fucking Superstar Saga or Bowser's Inside Story, but yeah, it's good. Play it, maybe.
Yeah. All right, get us out of here.
Let's go.
I got some Avowed to play.
All right, let's do it. Hey, so Joe, once more for the listeners, go ahead and plug anything you want, any socials, shows, even if you do a blog. I don't care what you do. Tell people about it, where they can find it.
Sure. Yeah, you can find me most places, Blue Sky and other things, at Joe Decahedron, and you can find me taking part in epic adventures in the Dice Training Podcast, which can be found on most podcast platforms. Give it a listen.
Hail. Yeah, listeners, thanks for hanging out with us today. Go check out superpodsaga.com again. All of our stuff is there. If you want more us, you can find us there. If you want more Joe, we'll have all his stuff there as well too. But be sure to tune in next time to the next episode of Superpod Saga, where Gerry, you know what? He's just gonna drink paint. He's gonna drink paint. He'll earn $5 from doing so, and it's gonna rock. It's gonna be awesome.
Mm-hmm. Yep. And then I'm going to regurgitate that paint, and then I'm going to make you paint your fucking ceiling, because it drives me crazy that you have lattice on your ceiling.
I didn't put it there. It was my father-in-law that did it.
So next time,
this is his Cowboys
Aaron's
room.
going to take the fucking lattice off his roof, put it outside where it belongs.
Okay, I sure will. Bye. Joe, say bye.
Bye-bye.
Jerry, say bye.
Bye, I said. Goodbye.